What is up, guys? Rick Kackis here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today, a brand new exotic quest was added into Destiny 2. This video is going to be a comprehensive and complete guide for how to beat that quest and acquire the brand new Leviathan's Breath exotic heavy bow. And as you can see, I actually have this weapon. We're not just reading off steps in the database, we're also providing a bunch of time-saving tips. And so, let's get started. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do is head to the tower and talk to Banshee, the gunsmith. Once you do, he's going to give you this exotic quest step, and the first part is going to read that you have to find his hidden workshop. So, where do you go? Well, it's actually a bit of a jumping puzzle to get there, and it's not actually obvious as to where it is. So here is the uncut from the start of the tower to the end of where you need to go route for this hidden workshop. I'm just gonna let it play. Alright, so once you get here, if you interact with the locker where the Leviathan's Breath is stored, it's going to update your quest step telling you that you don't have the keys and to go back to Banshee 44 to complain, so do that. Once you do, he's going to tell you that you need to generate new data in order to get a new key, and to do so, you're going to need to complete Gambit matches or Vanguard strikes. Gambit Prime matches and Nightfall strikes grant the most efficient progress. So you can just go in and, let's say, do the strike playlist. That's going to give you 20% progress per completed strike. But what I would highly recommend is doing the Nightfall, because it turns out that it just counts Nightfall and not the difficulty of Nightfall. So we did the lowest difficulty, 750 power Nightfall, which even has matchmaking. So you can go in here by yourself and you will be paired with teammates to complete it. One completion of that will give you 50% in terms of your progress, and it really isn't too much longer than a normal strike, to be honest. By the way, someone said they did it on 950 and it still awarded 50% progress. I mean, you can try for a 980, but honestly doing two 750s is probably quicker than a 980. As for Gambit Prime, that'll likely give 50% as well. So 2 Gambit Prime matches, if Gambit is your thing, could be the way to get this done as well. But what we did is what I would recommend, 2 750 Nightfalls, pretty darn easy. So, after you've done that, your quest step is going to update yet again, and you're going to have more data to gather. This time, you're going to have to use a bow to land precision final blows against Vex or Cabal. So, the bow that you use is actually going to matter. Something like the Trinity Ghoul, which initially sounds like a good idea. You get a single kill, it's going to chain a bunch of enemies. That's actually going to be really bad. You need precision final blows. A yellow number needs to pop up to kill the target. Now, as for where you should find the targets, well, you can just do Vex Offensive to find the Vex. You can roam around doing something like Lost Sectors, but what I would recommend is going in solo to the Leviathan raid. Hence the Leviathan's Breath, I guess. Now this, if you just ignore the first set of guys and go into the Castellum area, is going to provide literally constantly spawning red bar Cabal. Like, they'll just non-stop spawn. As you can see here, you can plant yourself at the top of the stairs and just go to town with a bow. Do this and you're going to complete this step in no time. It works out to around 100 precision final blows, and it will complete and update the exotic quest yet again. This time, it's going to ask you to complete an epic reprise of the strike The Arms Dealer in the EDZ. So go over to it in the directory and nothing really special pops up, but if you check the 2 different strikes available to do here, the Arms Dealer one is actually at 900 power, whereas if you can compare to the Lake of Shadows one, that's only at 750. So the 900 power Arms Dealer one is what you want to click, and as you can see, it does have some unique modifiers. So we have harsh elements, incoming damage from arc, solar, and void sources is greatly increased. We do have blackout, enemy melee attacks are significantly more powerful and radar is disabled. And lastly, iron. Enemies have more health and are not staggered by damage. Also, the actual Arms Dealer strike is slightly different, so we'll go over what has changed. For the most part, it is same old, and because we were around 950, 960 light, we had absolutely no problem slaying out. The modifiers really were not too difficult, especially since we're used to doing stuff like 980 Nightfalls, which, yeah, you take way more damage than whatever Harsh Elements is doing. However, one of the first things you are going to notice is if you try to do the common skip of sparrowing past a group of enemies here into the ship, you actually can't. There, as you can see, is a barrier locking you out. So you do actually have to go back and kill pretty much all of the different enemies at the mouth of this entrance here before the barrier will go up and allow you inside. Now, as you continue forward from there, again, everything resorts back to being pretty similar to what it is normally within the Arms Dealer, with the next big change we discovered. Well, a minor change just before that. It does seem like some more powerful enemies spawn when you activate the lift up to the boss that don't usually spawn, like off to the distance. You can see some yellow bars here that weren't around until we activated the lift, at least apparently, but that's aside. The other main real difference you're going to notice is during the boss fight. Firstly, it does seem like the boss has more health than usual. He's definitely going to be tankier, so bringing stuff with you that's going to allow you to take this guy down faster is definitely an important thing, especially because you really want to get his health down low enough that when he jumps away, he jumps back immediately, because otherwise he jumps away, he becomes immune, and then you have to deal with a bunch of Cabal ships and a bunch of adds. So if you aren't able to do enough damage off the bat, it's going to make things significantly more difficult. But the main change is that the missiles that spawn usually when he's up immune in the corner are going to spawn constantly during this entire fight, as you can see in the background gameplay. So you are going to have to remain mobile this entire fight. Like, if you stand still, you will be hit by those missiles. So for DPS, using stuff like shotguns to get in and out is a fantastic idea, whereas standing there with a sniper rifle probably isn't the best idea. In any event, once you do complete this strike, your quest step is going to update yet again, and this time you're going to have to go back to the tower and talk to Banshee 44 again. Once you do so, he's gonna say, yep, you got the key, and then just to go back to get the bow. So you're gonna have to do that same, sort of jumping puzzle, head back to the locker that contains the bow, unlock it, grab it, and then you will acquire this brand new exotic weapon. So, as for a quick look at this new exotic, firstly, we have the intrinsic perk Big Game Hunter. Fires a massive heavy bolt that staggers unshielded enemy combatants strong against unstoppable champions. So if you're fighting champions, bringing this in is going to let you deal with the unstoppable ogres, for example, in a Nightfall. But there is another unique perk. There's actually quite a few unique perks, but the other main one is Leviathan's Sigh. When fully drawn, the bolt creates a large concussive blast that knocks enemies back. And you can somewhat see that in the background gameplay. I'll shoot the ground between two enemies and it'll kill them both. So this is a bow that also has a great area of effect damage ability that's going to let you deal with multiple enemies with a single shot. pretty darn cool, and I'm definitely interested to see how it performs in PvE. Guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed, found this informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at @RickKackis. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.